Hello and welcome back to the recap on Women's Football Talk. Now before we get into today's video, make sure you smash that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours, and that you're following us on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest news and stories as and when it happens. So over here in England, it was round 5 of the Women's FA Cup this past weekend, and we obviously had the two leagues taking place with Italy and France. But before we get onto them, let's have a look at the action here in England. So the big game of the weekend saw Chelsea play Arsenal, and it was a 2-0 victory for Emma Hayes' side and a place in the quarter-finals. Sophie Ingle and Sam Kerr scoring on her 100th appearance made the victory easy for Chelsea in the end. Arsenal had a lot more chances than Chelsea, however a player of the match performance from Ann-Katrin Berger kept Chelsea in the lead and ultimately winning the game, so the Blues go through to the quarterfinals. Obviously it's a big worry for Arsenal going out of the FA Cup with chances for trophies very limited in England. Obviously they have this weekend when they face up against Chelsea again in the Conti Cup final, and then obviously Champions League and the WSL as well. However, in the WSL they are falling away at the wayside, currently down in 4th and haven't picked up a win in 2023, so it's a bit of worrying times for Jonas either side. However, there is plenty of time for that to be turned around, and hopefully they can do it this weekend. They'll be hoping so against Chelsea in the Conti Cup to get that bit of revenge. But overall, comfortable performance from Chelsea side getting into that quarter final, and definitely going to be one of the favoured sides. But what a performance that was from Ann-Katrin Berger in nets there for Chelsea. Elsewhere, Manchester United put 5 past Championship side Durham, with Wildeberg Reese scoring the first and probably goal of the game in this one. Lovely free kick on the left hand side, whips it top corner, leaves the keeper with absolutely no chance, and gets an all important goal just before half time to give Manchester United that bit of life into it. And then Leah Galton, Hannah Blundell, Alessia Russo and Nikita Paris also got on the score sheet for Manchester United to see them progress into the quarterfinals. Manchester City beat Bristol City by 8-1, with Khadija Bunny Shaw scoring 4 of the goals. The first half hat-trick for Khadija Shaw ultimately wrapped up the tie for Gareth Taylor's side, who are looking absolutely phenomenal. And then Philippa Agandar also got one more before half-time, so City had a 4-0 lead at half-time, and obviously managed to get more goals. Yuli Blackstead scoring a brace, and then youngster Jemima Dahu scoring in extra time made sure the result for Manchester City. Elsewhere, Brighton and Hove Albion beat Coventry United by 5-0. Lee Gwyn Min and Brianna Vasali both scoring brace, as well as an own goal by Fran Orthodoxu. Aston Villa managed to beat West Ham United on penalties. Aston Villa winning 7-6 in the end. Hannah Hampton scoring the decisive penalty for Aston Villa, and then Mackenzie Arnold sending her penalty over for West Ham to end their hopes of an FA Cup victory this season. Elsewhere, Reading beat Tottenham Hotspur 5-4 on penalties. Reading scored all 5 of their goals, and Keris Harrop missed the only penalty in that one. So Rhiannon Skinner's side lose and go out to Kelly Chambers' side. Championship side, Lewis managed to beat the lowest side ranked left in the competition, Lewis, by 6-1, with Ellie Mason scoring 4 goals in that one. And massive shout out to Ellie Mason, A for scoring 4 goals, but B for being a defender and scoring the 4 goals is an absolute credit to see. And then the other game, Birmingham City beat Charlton Athletic 1-0 in extra time, Ashley Hodgson scoring the sole goal of that game. Elsewhere, in Italy this past weekend, it was the end of the first half of the season. So with this now being the first season of it being professional in Italy, they now split it into 2 for the rest of the season. So the top 5 and the bottom 5 will be fighting out for those places. So AS Roma continued their fantastic run and remained top of the table with a 1-0 win over Sampdoria. AC Milan got a big win, beating Como 4-0, and then there was wins for Inter Milan, Sassuolo and Juventus there. And over in France, PSG managed to beat Dijon by 4-0. Lyon beat Bordeaux by 3-0, and then there was wins for Le Havre, Fleury 91, Paris FC and Guingamp this past weekend. And then there was just the one league game in Germany this past weekend. It was a catch-up game from earlier on. Turbine Potsdam versus Bayern Munich, with Bayern Munich winning by 3-0. Georgia Stanway scoring the sole goal of that game, and what a goal it was. If you haven't seen it already, highly recommend going and watching it on social media. Now, tonight sees the FIFA Best Awards take place, where we'll see the Best Coach and Best Player crowned. So we'll have full updates on that on our social media page when that happens. And then the big news of the past 12 hours or so is reports coming out that French national team boss Corinne Diacre is set to resign over the next 24 hours following the backlash that she has received with the likes of Wendy Renard, captain of the French national team, resigning until Diacre had gone practically, as well as Marie Antoinette Katoto and Kadiadatu Gianni following in Renard's footsteps. So we don't know, as of time of recording, we don't know the full details as of when it will come and who will potentially replace Diacre, but once that happens we'll have full details on our social media pages and potentially a small video on here as well, so you'll never miss out on anything there. A bit of news as well: Real Madrid completed the signing of Linda Caicedo. The young 18-year-old Colombian was highly sought after by many clubs across Europe and the NWSL, but Real Madrid have managed to sign her from Deportivo Cali and is definitely a player to watch in the future. She will be absolutely brilliant for Real Madrid. Arsenal, they also confirmed Lydia Bedford as their new assistant coach, and obviously for those that follow the WSL will know Bedford was recently the Leicester City manager until she got dismissed back in November, so she's now working under Jonas Ardeval's side. That is it for this week. We'll be back with the rundown later on this week to look ahead to the weekend's fixtures, as we'll see a return of the European leagues and obviously the return of the WSL after this weekend's FA Cup action, and obviously Conti Cup, as I said earlier, preview final between Chelsea and Arsenal. But in the meantime, make sure you like and subscribe and turn on the post notification bell like I said at the start, and that you're following us on Twitter and on Instagram for all the latest news and stories as and when it happens. Until next time, we'll see you soon.